Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Mega and Byzantium. So, the turn is 3285, year 3717 BC, and I'm always amazed looking at these numbers how far we've gotten. I mean, I've played 3285 turns. Wow. Anyway, so how are we doing? Well, we're doing great. We're back to positive numbers, although this is a bit exaggerated due to the celebrations in Constantinople. But yeah, we are getting like plus 30 per turn. Our new cities are doing okay. Laodicea Aladicum now works at a driftwood gatherer, slowly improving their production. Don't mind the 120. Again, we harvested some forest here, so that boosts the production. Yeah, from chopping you can see 100, but we are definitely improving the area around and we're gonna be doing fine. Now it is worth mentioning that this tile down here, the one that has the wheat, is producing 16 food. 16 food from one farm. I wonder how much are you producing? 17, okay, so it's not our most profitable tile, but Jesus Christ, 16 food. Well, it means that for this city, it is the biggest source of food. And quite honestly, even though I could switch it to some other places, I am going to keep it here because, I mean, by God, this is just amazing. Now, this one produces 8 now. Okay, 8. Which the city is vehemently trying to use, but I want that production because without it we're getting, 7, actually 6, but there is a bonus here that I'm not seeing. Production, so I'm willing to lose the 2 food for the boost in every other place. The city is growing pretty nicely. It had its borders expanded, which gave us access to all of these nice tiles. Remember, there is wheat, bananas, we have some poultry here, though I am unable to have the pasture here. We need bronze working for that. And eventually we're going to get the access to even the fish here. Won't we? Yeah, we actually have access to that already. So how much would we get there with fishing boats? Okay, that would be 9 and 2, plus all of the bonuses that we would get from the buildings. I'm hoping that we will be able to wrestle the shrimp away from our opposing forces here. We'll see how that's gonna go. And I actually formed a little strategy of my own in the meantime, which is going to be that we're going to lay low for a bit now. Save up some money, rake up our army, and then we're gonna assault Scodina and conquer it. Because arguably we can found another city somewhere around here, which would form the backbone. But I think that the best way, if we are going to get Scodina, would be to found the city here, close to Vodena, but making sure that it just doesn't penetrate those, and make it work on this area. Actually, this area, considering. So it would have this area, and the rest in the south would be owned by Scodina. Eventually, we can found the next city here, and then if we feel like it, invade Karthadast and steal their city from here, or raise it and build one of our own. So the further expansion is going to happen here. We don't really need to bother about the north. I don't think there is any imminent danger, or here, but those are also ways we can expand. But we need to deal with the situation in the south because our enemies keep expanding into the territory that we would like for ourselves. So this is the short-term plan. Actually, well, short-term plan because mid-term would be something for late medieval ages. Now, I also took the liberty, because you guys were kind of adamant about the naming, so I changed our original Laodiceum to Attaulea, which was a port in the Byzantine Empire. So I'm hoping that the game is not going to throw that name my way. If it does, I'm going to have to figure out a different name for the next city. But yeah, Attaulea is now here. Attaulea, interestingly, is now working on jeweler that gives us 11 gold. So yeah, that's one of the best things that we can get together with the market and the bead maker and others, which are just amazing. I think that one of our cities have grown to size 11 recently. I'm not sure which one it was. Yeah, I don't see it. It claimed that one of the cities is going to... Oh, Thessaloniki. Okay, so Thessaloniki grew to size 11 last turn. Pretty cool. Pretty big city, 4,000 people living there. Patra still at 3,000. Same with Adrianople. And Vodena is slightly lagging behind at 2,500 people, while our capital of Constantinople is at 15,000 people, as you know, still having the fastest growth and biggest industry in our country. Now, what's worth mentioning too is the fact that we have finished Chichen Itza in Patra. Wait, is it here? Yeah, Chichen Itza, which gives us 25% extra trade route yield, which is nice. It gets a pretty decent bonus. But every city gets extra 25% defense, which, for example, for Constantinople means 139%. So this city is probably impenetrable right now, even with just the archers, who have 5 strength, but additional 45% from the city defense. Then they got a couple of bonuses here, and they got additional 139%, and most likely would be attacked across the river. So Constantinople is an impenetrable city. Not to mention that it can just start throwing out, extra archers every 2 turns. So if we spot anyone moving against us, we can just do that. Okay, I think that's enough for the general intro. I think that we are going to end the turn now and see what fermentation brings us. I mean, we know what fermentation brings us. It's not a big surprise. We've already discussed that, but still, let's see what's gonna happen. While the turn is loading, I want to mention that we are terrorizing Israel and Babylon, and we actually managed to halt their growth slightly, I feel. So that's making me happy.
Beer. Now there's a temporary solution.
Wow, the creators were really fans of Homer Simpson and The Simpsons. So, allows grape picking camp to upgrade to winery. Okay, I don't think we have a grape picking camp, quite honestly, but we can now build winery, which is what? Oh, that's a building in the city. That's not a tile. Yeah, that is city building. Reveals alcohol, barrels, olive oil, and leads to a couple of extra things. So what do we have here? Plantation for agave, brewery, cider house. Fortunately, these all... The fire risk is so high for us. Prime timber, olive press. Tavern. Tavern looks kind of nice. Lowers spying though, but gives a boost to everything and requires alcohol. Okay, vineyard and winery. Cool. So grapes. Do we have grapes anymore? Let's double check. But I don't think we do. You are the worst enemy. Nebuchadnezzar, Hatshepsut, Sitting Bull, Smokejagger. A lot of people don't like us. A lot of people do not like us. Yeah, I don't think we have... I don't even think... No, there's wine here, okay. So we could get grapes here. Yeah, so, one more reason to attack and conquer Scodina. Even though this isn't going to be a bit out of our reach still. Okay, Babylon has grapes. Yeah, nothing really close. Is there any grapes in the desert? Doesn't seem so. Damn, these guys have a lot of resources. Okay, but so do we, So do we. So what's coming next? Oil lamps. Okay, that is a technology that I'm actually looking forward to because it's an upgrade to the torches. Where is it? Arsonist. What does an arsonist do? Ignores building defense, extra city attack, minus 50% city defense, extra against siege weapons, can withdraw from combat. Arson is the crime of intentional. Okay, but I'm not sure. Okay, so it's a unit that works against city. Yep, it upgrades into grenadiers and into modern grenadiers and into bazooka. Okay. Wow, that is so far away from us. But torches give us. What do they give? They give a pretty low penalty, but still a penalty to flammability. Yeah, +3. And I think oil lamps have the same effect, don't they? They just give you a bit more. No, they increase it to +5, but they lower crime by 4, which is good, and replace torches. So +3 for 3% reduction. And oil lamps get +5 for 4 reduction. Replaced by gas lamps. Okay, they have the same but lower crime, and then you get electric lamps, which will lower, and OLED lamps that completely remove that penalty to fire. Okay, so we'll have to climb up on that mountain of flammability slightly further. So Constantinople can get brewery, extra flammability, can get cider house, extra flammability, and it can get Cooper. I always pronounce it wrong, which doesn't give us much, but yeah. You guys actually were so kind that you posted what gives us the lowered water risk. I have to check that. It was in a really nice comment somewhere. I know that Aqueduct was there, but Aqueduct is probably far into the... Usually it came from mathematics or something like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if they moved it somewhere. Road building. Yeah, I'll have to check that so that I know what to go for, because this is a big problem for us. Also, Red Death, what are you? You are really wounded. And Green Death can be promoted. Could you attack here? You could. Contrary to the ambushers, they use good old knives, so that's great. But now you need to retreat and rest. And you can also kill the doggos here. I appreciate that the game doesn't put in the sounds of dying dogs, but instead just that. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is all for this update. We are going to meet again in 23 turns when we are 1 turn away from oil lamps. Hopefully at the time our income might be so high that we might start contemplating the attack on Scodina. I mean, they do not have any major defense there as far as I'm concerned. I know that they had... Yeah, they got... I'll probably lose this unit next. That was stupid, but we'll see. But we have the Neanderthal slingers here, stone axemen, slinger. They don't tend to attack across the river into the forest because they know that it's just dumb. And the city itself probably doesn't have such high defense, so we could use some of our best units, which would at this point... Well, one of you still have the bonus to... That's 50% against melee, so you would be good. And you got extra bonus against city attack. So I could just make a couple of battalions of stone macemen and stone axemen, put them together with elephant riders who also have a city attack, and just wish for good luck, because, you know, there will be many deaths, but Scodina is a valuable take. A city with such high population would add quite a lot to us. Turn 3307, year 3579 BC. As you can see, we are still 3 turns away from oil lamps, but we are now getting plus 78 gold per turn, which allowed me to speed up our plans on the attack of Scodina, and our armies are now ready at the border to go ahead and assault the city, which is why we are now here. Now, furthermore, one thing that actually was a really nice coincidence was that while our armies were marching from Constantinople where they were trained, a large group of the barbarians went and laid a siege to Laodicea. I'm still not sure how to pronounce that. I guess nobody is really sure. To Laodicea, and we thus eliminated about 8 barbarian units. So we should have much more I wanted to say that we would have much more of a smooth sailing. That's the thing I've been looking for, that we would have much more of a smooth sailing now, but considering there's 14 units of slingers there and 4 units of stone axemen, it's gonna be drastic and long fight. Anyway, what do we have to work with here? I trained 2 battalions of elephant riders. We have the Stomps and we have the Chief's elephants. Both turned into battalion and both trained specifically to attack the city with a 30% bonus to city attack. They also have the might promotion, so their strength is 13.5. We also have some axemen here, 3 units of them. We have the sharp axes, as you can see, combat 3 and might 1, so they can face pretty much anyone. Same with the brutal axes, and we also took the southern patrols, which coincidentally have the same system on. We have the heavy maces here and the black maces, again trained to fight anyone, but they got a bonus to attack the city, so they're gonna be fine. And we're also picking up the copper spears, which is a spearman unit, not a battalion, but just a unit. They got a shock, so they're good against melee. They got combat 2 and might 1. And here we have a Blacktails battalion of horse riders, which have combat 2, they got might 1 and shock 2, so they're great against melee. I was kind of surprised that it's showing me they would do well against the city, or against this unit anyway. So these units are prepared to attack, and I'm also going to pull in some other units, like these horsemen, and these horsemen, and I guess even these horsemen, and these horsemen. And you guys are unnamed, some of you that I've seen, yeah. So, well, you know, you'll earn your name in the Battle of Scodina. I'm not sure. I think that should be enough for us, but we shall see. Okay, there's more horsemen here, so let's send them as well there. So we have the cavalry coming. That's kind of good. So how are we going to approach this? Well, I think that we will... You know what? I'm going to split you. I'm going to split you into several stacks. So first we'll send you here. And we'll send you here to support the cavalry. We'll split you into 3 stacks. The elephants are going to go here into the forest where they are going to be protected. And we are going to split you into 2 units. The heavy maces and the spearmen are going to go here, and you guys are going to go here. Okay, so that will give us a nice envelope here on the enemy forces, and we'll just put you over here. I'm hoping that they do not have the abatis there, which would constantly burn us and hurt us. If they don't, we should be fine. I probably should have sent more. Yeah, you guys are too far away. That's not gonna... Should have thought about that earlier. I checked on the city, but I've never seen so many units in there, so, you know, it would be easy to say now that I did not anticipate, but I actually did, but it never really showed me 14 Neanderthal hunter units and 14 slinger units. Well, we'll have to be a bit methodical here, so let's just see how that's gonna go. So you guys will heal. Let's end the turn and see if they attack us. Okay, they did. And no one seems to have died. Good. Good, that's a good start. That is a good start. So who fought who and where? So... Oh, okay, so that was somewhere else. Sneaky Black Death. Okay, so that's one of our assassin units. Here's the green stalkers, green death and red death. So it was here. We get ambushed, and here's the black death. Okay, so back to the siege of Scodina. So what's going on here? Oh, they actually moved. They moved quite a lot of units away from the city. Well, fine by me. This is a very defensive spot, so let's put the spearmen there. And they do not have the abatis, so that is good. Let's check. The elephants have the strongest attack. Yeah, so they should be fine on the attack here. So let's send you against the city and see how you will perform. 98% chance is really good. Okay, we're back to 98% chance. This should be fine. Okay, 2 units of the Axemen have died. No, actually there was 1 Axeman and 1 Slinger already. So who are we going to send in next? You were really... Okay, cavalry can go next. Okay, that was a pretty good attack. Okay, now we're getting to lower chances, 80 and 70%. How's the cavalry? Okay, they're coming in. Yeah, you guys need to heal. Let's just heal you. We took a bit of a rest from terrorizing Israel. We've done quite a lot already at, you know, to take them down, so should be okay. So let's try these 82%. Let's see if they can do it. Okay, they did. You guys have, however, only 40% chance. So let's heal you. 72%, huh? 69, 22. Jesus, they got 15 units in there. I think we might just send in the reinforcements at this point. By the way, here's our deer riders. I don't think I showed that unit before, but they're really good. I kind of like... Oh, and I forgot to rename them. So these are just regular riders, but instead they are on deer. So you can see that they are, well, pretty good looking. I like the model of those units. So they're gonna participate in the fight as well. Archers won't, however. You guys... the mine here? Oh, there's sulfur. Yeah, okay, so I send you there specifically. And here's our black hand. Let's avoid this territory. I'm trying to get them home, quite honestly. They discovered this entire southern area of the continent, and they are the only surviving hunter unit because the Vodena hatred has been ambushed and killed by barbarian Neanderthals again. So unfortunately, that is the reality of our situation at this point. Okay, you can rest. Yeah, 69% seems pretty good, but we got stronger units that I'm not willing to risk here, so let's just... I mean, do we want to do that? If we did... No, let's not. Let's wait one turn. The cavalry is going to arrive and they will be able to help us with killing all of the hunters. I need to keep these stronger units in the front. It's good that one of the elephant riders have 12.42 strength, but we might still send in some of these southern patrols. Actually, let's send you in there. And make sure that you guys are protected. You will fortify in case they attack. This is not a very good defensive place, but they got 15% still. And they're stronger, so let's hope that's gonna work. Looks like no fighting this turn. What are they doing with these units? It's interesting to see. By the way, I raised this entire army and we still have 78 gold. So that tells you something. A volcano. Okay, so they really did not reinforce here. They're probably sending these guys to Babylon. It's interesting, considering how many units we have here. I would have guessed that the AI would take it a bit more seriously. So you guys will kill the slingers, at which point I think we can arrest with you. But this ought to allow us to attack here. Yep, the cavalry can attack. 90% is pretty decent. And then we still have one swing unit that we need to dispose of. Ah, okay. This is our answer to that age-old question of who is going to kill the barbarian slingers. And now they're down to hunters and hunters and hunters, which ought to be a piece of cake. Yep, 100% chance. So even if we lose some strength, none of our units should suffer major casualties. The real problem here is the numbers, quite honestly. You get 55%. Okay, we just need to make this a bit brutal. The logic that I'm following here is the fact that there is a huge bunch of Neanderthals here. If they decide to retreat, that means we got this turn and one more to assault the city and kill all of the defensive units. After which we are pretty much on our own against the surviving southern hordes, which will just come, you know, and... oh, Motherlode. Which will come and reinforce the city. And there's nothing I can really do against this many units, so that would turn to a protracted, long conflict where we would just have to take our time while sieging the city. Okay, so you've built me the sulfur mine. 11. That is nice. So you will not be able to participate in this turn's fight. Nor will you... oh, you will. Okay, so you go ahead and assault the city. You can't because you need to cross the river. Nor do the deer, but they will be able to do something next turn. Okay. How many are left? 9. Okay. That is a bit close for comfort, to be quite honest. If we have... well, 9. I think we have more than 9 units that will be able to attack, but each of them will need to exert certain strength. After which we are going to be definitely suffering a bit of... you know, the last units are not going to be at full strength. That is just certain. So that might be a bit of an issue for us. Okay, let's send the spearmen in as well. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we should be fine. Unless something really goes wrong, we should be fine. I'm not going to risk ambushers or units like that. We'll just wait. Okay, so now at this turn we're gonna get the oil lamps, and with the power of this new technology we should be able to attack Scodina and take it. And I don't think the barbarians can do anything with it. Even if they retreat with the full stacks, they will not get in the city in time to reinforce it.
To keep a lamp burning, we have to keep putting oil in it.
Okay, so oil lamps give us, surprise surprise, oil lamps, which I really like. They lower the crime and unfortunately increase the risk of fire, but other than that they are good. Ghee maker and fish oil maker are, I guess, pretty good, but they also increase the chance that something will burn down. And the next technology is folk dads. No, yeah, they're sending their units back to reinforce, so we cannot permit that. So okay, let's start attacking the city and hope for the best. Oh, nice! The elephants will get a little boost here. I guess you cannot get a bonus to attacking the city anymore, so let's give you general strength. That's going to be useful as well. The second unit will get the same thing, and they can attack as well. Okay, we get 2 barbarian captives, or Neanderthal captives. Let's send them back home. Okay, so who's next? Cavalry, probably, right? Yep, 99.12. Good. I think that sending the cavalry is a good thing, because in case we get attacked next turn, it would be good to move the units strong against melee into the front. So let us just utilize the cavalry to maximum potential. Okay, 86%, that is slightly less. What about 99.98? I like that. They have bows. I never noticed that. Okay, there's just 2 of them left there. So, cotton eaters, you are strong against melee. So let's utilize you. You are good against city. The axeman. Good. And I think that the sharp axes are going to take the city. We did take the city, and we pillaged 140 gold from Scodina. So we could burn the city down, which is not something that we are going to do. We are going to install a new governor. So let's examine the city. What does it have? Animal snare traps and catcher bonfire. Neanderthal culture. Okay. Capture the flag. Chief's hut. Dan's hut. Drying frame. Earth wall. Frontier outpost. Grain gatherer. Granary. Grass gatherer. Lichen gatherer or lichen gatherer. Lumber camp. Music hut. Palisade. Pit traps, playing fields, reed gatherer. We got a sentry post, rock gatherer, ten maker, tuber gatherer. Not much really. So there is still tons that we need to build here. So let's just go like this. And that should keep them busy for a while. Culture is going to be a bit of a problem though. So let's see, do we have some good culture buildings here that will spread out culture? Usually these are pretty good and pretty cheap. So let's put these in the front. We'll see how good the culture spread is going to be once the city is. And did I just... We will have 46 turns of unrest in the city. 46 turns. Okay, well that's not what I expected. Oh, you guys are gonna come back to Constantinople. You guys are now in... you're in the border of Babylon then, so I guess we are fine. Let's just send everyone in the city and be happy about that. Okay, well, we got new city and we can pay for it. But this is gonna take significantly longer than I thought. So in 11 turns I will be back, but that's gonna be in the next episode. And then we'll have still 35 turns of Scodina being rebellish against us. Oh, but they got quite a lot of folklore here. And fertility festival. They're still gonna be rebelling against us and we'll be mad, but we'll clear out the barbarians if we can. Make sure that they do not hurt the city any more than we did. And I mean, we just gained 5 population city, so you cannot really complain that much about it. Okay, so success, and wow, I think we haven't lost a single unit during this fight. That's also pretty good. That army is going to come in handy. But yeah, we've created this frontier outpost, so we'll need to fill in the gap here then with another city, and then we are probably going to found another city here and try to take Thapsus eventually once we can afford it. But holy hell, was this another big step. Yeah, we're starting to get quite a lot of unhappiness everywhere. But yeah, looks like we got it under control. Even in cities like Laodicea, we have it under control. So good. No need to panic. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.